Hello everyone, my name is Lowko and welcome to another game of StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm. Today I'm gonna be playing a Zerg vs Zerg live game for you, and I am feeling a little bit cheesy. I'm not gonna lie, you guys know, oh, Lowko plays macro, he doesn't really cheese, blah 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 blah. Guys, sometimes, okay, sometimes I will definitely admit it is good to do a little bit of cheesing, even though it's not like the best way to win games and it doesn't really help you improve the fastest. I do agree that every like 5th game or so, I guess you could go for a little bit of cheese or an all-in sort of thing, because it eventually will make you a better all-rounded player, okay? So, now we got the formalities out of the way, I'm gonna go for a 9 pool in this game, which is not something I have done in, I think, over a month. I usually always go for the honorable macro game, but, you know, there's always faster ways to win, and this is definitely one of them. 9 pools. I don't even really know how to do them properly. Should I go for an extracted trick, or should I go for an overlord right now? See, I'm never really sure about those kind of things. It doesn't really matter all that much, because if I don't do the extracted trick, I will be able to actually get my queen out a little bit faster. No, this will actually line up just fine. And then I'll make 6 Zerglings. Maybe go up to like 10 Zerglings, but in the meantime I will also get a queen out, okay? So it's not like a complete all-in, sort of all-in. We can still, yeah, I could have gone for the extra extractor trick though. I think that would have been fine, but either way. Gonna start 6 Zerglings right now. Gonna start a bunch more Zerglings in a little bit as well, and then I will also make a queen as a follow-up. First one set of Zerglings, I would imagine. Yep, there we go. Now the queen. There we go. And then, oh, he's actually putting his overlord right there, which is really strange. Makes it hard for me to judge whether or not he took the base early, but okay, here we go. I'm gonna go for 10 Zerglings, and now I'm gonna go back to droning. I'm gonna go back to droning right now while my Zerglings are running across the map. So this could be a very quick victory, but this also can be a very long loss. Completely depends on how things go. Let's see what my opponent has. He also does not have a natural. What is going on here? Is it cheese v cheese, or did he simply scout that I was going for some very quick Zerglings? I'm not sure. Alright, I'm still making drones though as a follow-up here. Looks like my opponent is trying to be cheesy, or cheeky, and he does have the counter. Secretly, I hope that he would go for the natural right away. Come on, Zerglings, I need you. Alright, I'm still making drones behind this though. This is definitely not going to be able to kill my opponent. Keep in mind, we see that he also went for a gas geyser, which makes it all the while more difficult for me to get anything done. And yeah, he's going to have Zergling speed a lot before me. So I'm actually going to open up pretty much gasless here. Still made a big round of drones. He's already mined 100 gas. That's a problem. That is a pretty big problem right now, because that means I can't really deal with his stuff very well. And we're actually gonna have to take a fight to the death right here. Because basically what's gonna happen, obviously, is that my opponent will switch to Zergling speed. And at that point, my Zerglings are pretty much dead as well. And I'm gonna likely be completely overrun. So I'm gonna add more and more Zerglings here. Gonna add some gas geyser, or more and more drones here, rather. Gonna add a gas geyser as well as more queens. And my opponent still doesn't have a natural, so I will still have an economy advantage at this point in the game, but it's definitely something that can fall behind in very quickly. I think I'm actually gonna go for a Roach Warren after this. Maybe do a little bit of Roach aggression, because playing Ling Bane in this situation is not something I'm very comfortable with. Alright, still making more and more drones. I gotta be careful though. I expected his Zerglings already to be in my base, but haven't seen it yet. Made an extra overlord there. Now I can take the risk of either waiting for this queen inject and making a bunch of roaches right away, or I can actually go for a bunch of spine crawlers. I think I'm gonna go for the roaches, but this is a risk. Like if my opponent, oh my god, that's a slow Zergling all in. I'm gonna need my roaches really bad. I'm gonna need my roaches really bad. If I don't get my roaches up, I lose. Alright, got a transfuse ready. My opponent is going for a slow Zergling follow-up, which is really weird. Not something you would usually see. Gonna pull a couple drones out of gas so I can squeeze out the last couple of larvae that I have. Oh no, it's actually not a slow Zergling all in. Alright. I'm gonna keep the transfuse ready right there. That's great, that's great. Alright, that could have gone way worse. He lost a lot right there, oh my god. Did he lose a lot? Alright, I'm gonna wait for these couple of roaches and then I'm gonna move them across the map while expanding. That's gonna be the plan right here. Gonna have to make sure that I, you know, sort of stay safe here. And I'm gonna run across the map right now and start my natural up as well. Here we go, boom. Gonna transition to a lair, as well as an evo chamber. And I'm also gonna get the natural going. This is risky, I don't really know where his last Zerglings went, but definitely a chance that he's somewhere nearby and he like sort of hit them. Oh, that's why I messed up. I accidentally put these roaches on a hotkey right here. Okay. Cool, put these guys in there. Got the drones back to mining, and I'm gonna start more and more drones right now. Because obviously, I'm gonna need them. I'm gonna need them. If I really, you know, I'm gonna make enough units here. I don't really know what he's going for though. Like, he's still on one base. He's still on one base right now. I don't have +1 attack yet. Well, if my opponent is making roaches as well, I'll just go home. Alright, making a couple of roaches here. You get back to mining, real quick. I got +1 attack coming in, and I'm gonna get roach speed as well. And he knows that I'm likely gonna have roach speed pretty early on. Which means that he's gonna have to go for... Oh no, he's actually not going for an all-in. Huh. Alright. Well, then I put my drone back in gas. Move the drones to my natural. And I'm gonna move this spine crawler to my natural as well. Because that's what I'm really gonna have to have if I want to take this game. Bigger economy is already something I have, so that's great. I'm gonna make a big round of workers right now. Gotta go all the way up to like... I don't know, like full base saturation almost. Well, maybe not full base. I'm gonna go up to like 10 drones in my natural. Okay, that's it, that's it. And right now I'm gonna go back to roach production. And these upgrades right here, +1 attack and roach speed, will finish up at the same time. So I should be able to... Yeah, I should be able to do a nice little timing attack here. Move my overlords out of trouble. Do a little bit of scouting with him. Okay, here we go. Oh, he's making more and more roaches himself as well, so he could be going for a timing himself. Looks like he's on double upgrading instead. And, well, I'm just gonna get more workers then. If my opponent is gonna try and do a timing, I will be able to take him out anyway. I just need the bigger economy to back it up with. Yeah, that's definitely what I need. I make a couple of workers there as well. Now a couple of drones again. Or a couple of roaches again. And my opponent is still not moving out though. I'm gonna have a severely bigger economy than him. Like, not even a little bit, like a huge economy. I might as well just move across the map here. I mean, let's be honest, my opponent is likely not gonna be able to stop me right now. And if he does, I'm gonna have a bigger economy to back it up. At least what I'm forcing right here is a much less drones, because he needs to go for a bunch of roaches right now if he wants to stop my push. Which is nice, because that means I will have an advantage. Gotta go up to the third base. Start this guy up as well. And keep on making more and more roaches. Couple drones as well. Now this spine crawler makes it scary, because that means I might not actually have a big advantage here. Well, I might still have it though. How are his upgrades? He's not quite done with upgrading yet, which is what gives me a nice little edge. Just trying to thin his army out, really. You can see how much damage that spine crawler does though. Alright, gotta run. Making more and more roaches. And in the meantime, right there, he was not having a bigger economy than me. That's the main thing, okay? I am upgrading +2 attack already. And I got my third base going up, whereas my opponent doesn't really have anything. He asking if I'm streaming or not, in Dutch. I said to him, but I am recording a video. Cool. It's always funny when people like recognize your name in StarCraft 2. Alright. Don't think my opponent has a third base yet. At the fact I actually kind of know that he doesn't. He cannot afford that at this point in the game. Gonna remove these these couple of guys over to my third. Gonna start another queen there as well because of the extra production. Gonna queue up +1 armor. And I'm gonna move across the map. See if we can do a lot of damage. I think I might be able to finish him off right here. Move this guy over to the third base as well, because that's more likely path of aggression. Start a couple more workers for my mate or for my natural as well here. And make sure that I can produce non-stop roach at this point in the game. Alright. Gotta be careful though, walking up this ramp is a risk. Alright, my opponent doesn't have a big army, else he would be standing right there. Alright, this is where the economy really starts to shine. Because in the meantime, I'm still maintaining a bigger economy as well. I decided to actually follow this up with more and more workers, yeah, instead of more and more roaches. I would have actually been able to take the victory here, guaranteed. Decided to contaminate his hatch right there. What that does, it basically stops the larva production. And from now on out, I'm just gonna make non-stop non-stop roaches. I will be able to make them as well as double upgrades, even if I would really like to, but I'm gonna be able to produce him, or I'm gonna be able to produce much more than him, which is great. Now, like I said, he's likely gonna be able to stop me here just barely. I'm gonna pile up a couple of units at the watchtower, but knowing that I have such a big advantage right now. Knowing that I have such a big advantage right now, you know, it should be a victory, definitely. Like, I'm producing 3 base roach right now, whereas my opponent is really producing 1 base roach. So I'm just gonna keep on pushing. I really don't have to, like, sit back. Gonna start burrow as well. Let's get the movement speed upgrade as well. And alright, I'm gonna start everything else, and he decides to GG out. What he said right there, he said, how can I possibly win against this? I am just a 2-time master. Anyways, guys, I want to thank you guys all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that like button to show your support. Also, make sure to subscribe, because you'll be the very first one to get a notification when I upload another video. And other than that, I hope you will have an amazing day. Don't forget to smile, and I'll see you in the next one.